Hello, everybody. This is Brothaspeak Special Edition. We're going to call this the People's Voice, okay? Yes. You know, I got to admit, last time we did not include that, but that's okay because we got a lot of response.
Yeah, we did. Even though somebody overlooked.
You know, listen, all right.
The best segment of the podcast. Somebody just completely overlooked.
You know, I'm going to admit it. Okay, if I had to fuck it, it was me. But you know what? The thing about it is I'm glad we did that because now it gives all of our people who actually listen to us a special voice. And so this segment is a special dedication to those people who are listening to the Brothaspeak podcast. So I want to make sure everyone knows that my name is Chris and we also have Ricky in here. Yes. And we want to make sure that you guys know that we're listening to every word you say. So this is usually Ricky's segment that we actually kind of lead on to towards the end. But I'm going to let Ricky take it away. Now, the last topic that we actually spoke about was actually gay, open, and monogamy relationships. Basically, monogamy versus open. Yeah. And that was a very, very interesting topic. So it appeared that a lot of you guys have a lot of stuff to say. So I'm going to let Ricky take over. Go ahead, Ricky, take it over.
Yeah, and we're only going to touch on just a couple of them because, I mean, it's hard because everybody has their opinions on monogamy versus, you know, because it's just too much to tackle.
Yeah, okay,
so
I get it.
I picked maybe the best three out of, because we're only going to do like a 30-minute podcast.
Yeah, why not?
So it's going to be short and sweet and to the point.
Why not? Yeah, we can do whatever the hell we want. It's us.
Yeah, later on down the road, maybe we can do like a whole show that's devoted directly to the viewers and you guys can, you know, write your comments, your questions.
Absolutely.
It is, even if it's pertaining to us, if it's questions that you wanted to know about us.
Of course.
We can do a show where you guys do that. But today we're going to focus on, like you said, the monogamy versus
open relationships. And like I said, for those who actually didn't, for some of the new people who actually may be listening, you can actually just simply go on SoundCloud. You can go on Stitcher, which will be on Stitcher very soon. Working on iTunes, but we're also working on a few things. But you can actually go right now to SoundCloud and you'll be able to see it. And our website, which is brotherspeakpod.com. And you can be able to simply just listen to the episode and some surprising stuff to the point we had to change the title, just so you know. So at this particular point, like I said, we're going to make it very special. Ricky, tell me what some of the people were telling me.
Okay. So when you guys can know where you can go, I have the page is set up on Facebook. It's called Intimate Moments. Mm-hmm. So you can find me. You can ask to be added into the group, and we'll go from there.
This is on Facebook, right?
Yes, Facebook.
Facebook. Intimate Moments on Facebook. This is
we'll link it together.
Yes, we will. On the website, yes, we will.
So one of the first comments that I got was from, and I'm just going to use first names because some have first and last names.
Okay, all right.
So AJ and there are men and women who responded to this.
Okay.
Exactly. So I'm not going to say who is who, but I mean, I'm pretty sure
AJ, you got to figure that out. Okay.
So AJ says, and AJ says, honestly, when a person realizes they aren't where they want to be, why can't they just go away? Why can't they just say, okay, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore?
Okay,
so
all right.
AJ is for a monogamous relationship.
Okay, all right.
And everybody has their opinions on what works for them. The conversation that went back and forth with AJ and Cece's comment, Cece must have been feeling themselves that day because they left a couple of comments. Because I actually went back after we had the podcast and I posted questions in particular to monogamy versus an open relationship or committed relationship.
Right.
So the first question I asked was, when you say monogamy, what do you really mean by having a monogamous relationship?
Right.
So Cece's response was, monogamy, me, him, and no other person. Once we are on the same page as a relationship, no one else should matter what we both agree on, but we have to both agree on this.
Okay.
So that was their response to monogamy, or what their definition of monogamy is.
Okay, all right.
So the second question was, how many of us truly seek a committed and healthy relationship? And Cece's response was, yes, we all seek a committed relationship. That's a no-brainer. But healthy is the hard part so many people settle and lose sight of what's supposed to be healthy.
Right.
Everyone has their own outlook on what's really healthy. So with this being said, evaluate yourself and know what you are looking to start, or when you are looking to start a relationship. And that was their opinion.
Now, when it comes, think about it. When it comes to health for a second, the healthiness that's determined by the person.
Exactly.
So when it comes to an open relationship, that may be considered to be healthy to that couple. Because keep in mind, some of the things that we actually discovered was the fact that, just like any couple, you've been around this person, you see them butt ass naked, you see them fart in front of you, you see them piss in front of you, you see them for 30 years. For some people, maybe not, but a lot of sexologists say, if you've seen and had the same thing for over 30 years,
you tend to get a little bored.
You get a little bored with it. So you may not necessarily arise to the occasion that quickly. You're like,
literally.
Exactly. I've seen it before. Okay.
And it's nothing new.
And they put on something sexy. It is so bad sometimes. They put on something sexy, thinking it look good. It's like, I seen you wear that back in '86. So ain't nothing different. But, again, you may be talking about health. If you're talking about health now, is what the two in that relationship construe as healthy for them. Yeah. So, there you go. So I understand.
And like I said, it's just a matter of an opinion.
Absolutely.
What you feel comfortable in doing.
Yes.
Because, like you said, if you've been in a relationship for 30 years, you have to know that you have to spice it up.
Of course.
It can't be the same thing all the time. Even within a year or two, you have to be on top of your game, because what you won't do,
another person will. And we touched on that a little bit when it came down to the actual podcast itself. We touched on the fact that a lot of people, I believe in the gay community, actually may be turned on by inviting another individual into the. And I'm not going to sit here saying that there's no swingers clubs, because there's swingers clubs in a lot of places, So, and you'll be quite surprised who'll be up, and not saying I've been in any of them. I've never been in a swinger. I've never been to a swingers club, but I have heard that a lot of people who actually end up going are people that you never expected.
I have too, like doctors and people that are like professionals. They are the ones that end up going to these places because they can have whatever they want that they want to happen, and it's a free for all, and everybody's open, and nobody is judging you. Nobody's asking you questions about who you are, what you do. You just go in and you do your thing. And
that's exactly it. Now, so monogamy within the gay relationship, the gay world may mean something completely different.
Everything in the gay world means something different. It is a parallel universe for us. I mean, it is. It's completely.
It really is. It really is.
We have our own definition on whatever it is that we think and we see and we feel.
And one of the things that we talked about in the podcast was the fact that monogamy may be us being connected spiritually, we may be connected emotionally, we may be connected physically as well, but there's that little area. Exactly, the one area. But everything else, bitch, don't bring another bitch in here. And that is what, and some people, I think I mentioned on the podcast also that I think is realistic. I think the gay community really touched that in a really realistic way. Now, the selfish part of us, that's the problem. That's something else.
Sometimes it's the ego as well, because somebody can come in, like I said, that may do it better, or that you may see something that's a little bit bigger than yours, and you may feel a certain way about it.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I probably would. It's like you ain't never screamed out loud with me, so you don't know what the reaction might be.
And you have to be ready for it. Mentally, you have to say, okay,
and be comfortable.
Exactly.
Oh
because
my God.
You never know.
You got me thinking, because I know for a fact if I ever came across that, and I would look at the reaction like, oh, you really into this, ain't you?
And honestly, I would be a little bit hesitant to do that, because it may feel better. It may be different. The experience may be different. So it's like, I would think about it, but you have to be very mindful of who it is.
You remind me of Indecent Proposal. And I think the movie Indecent Proposal, the part where he got to that question, was it good? Was it good? Was it good? And Demi Moore looked and said, yes.
And you're not ready for that answer. You're not ready.
And you want to do it all the time. It's like that. I'll probably feel some kind of way. It's like
especially if there's a connection between the two of you.
Oh my God!
Because you don't know where you fit at that moment. You can become insecure.
Yes. Very much so. Very much so. What does the next person say? What does the next person have to say about this?
Okay. So the next one, I think. This one actually sums it all up, and this is Terrence. He's in a relationship. He's been in one for, I think, 11 years now. Okay, so Terrence says, I think this is a question that has varying answers. However, there's a definitive answer that people do not address. we are so used to living up to society's expectations for relationships, but we have forgotten to acknowledge that we are the ones who determine the rules of our relationships.
Yes.
Every person on this earth is different. So it is far to say that every relationship is different, and the terms of relationships are contingent upon the decisions of the people in that relationship.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's spitting it. He's getting it. So he goes on to say, so if two people agree on terms that work for them, but are outside of the confines of traditional relationships, it should be enough without concern for what other people think. Remember, the operative word here is agree. So a good mate is contingent upon the terms of the relationship. So that to me was really thinking outside of the box.
Wow.
And Terrence is really smart. He really is. So he sees things in a different way. I think in order for you to be in a relationship for as long as they've been together, you have to think outside of the box, because in the gay world, and I'm not going to say lesbian because I don't really, lesbians, they're a complete different animal from us gays.
Yeah.
Completely different. But you have to think outside the box in order to make your relationship last, and in order for it to be strong, because there will be people that are going to come for you, and you have to be ready, and everybody has to know their roles, and you have to know what is acceptable and what is not acceptable.
Exactly.
But I think that is probably the best answer of all the ones that I received, because it sums up what the podcast was about. It was about monogamy versus committed relationships,
right?
But at the same time, who's to say that a committed relationship has to fit into what
the box of everybody else? And you know what? The thing about it is, when it comes to agreements, and I think a lot of relationships kind of miss that, is agreements. This is what we agree. If we're going to take on this, and that's a whole nother dynamic. You're talking about emotions involved. You're talking about people who actually are having any type of fit. And by the way, it's not just simply, and I think I've kind of gave a little story about myself. You're not just simply having sex with that person. You are going to the movies with them when you're invited. You are going to have dinner with them. Yes. Again, I'm just getting a little piece of my own history. I have done that. Hey, let's go out and have a movie. You are really a friend. You're now included in exactly. And so it's a whole nother thing. You're not just there. If anything, I think the process is getting to know each other. So therefore, when it comes down to that moment, it makes the process even better.
Yeah.
So, and that goes for whether just 2 or 3.
Yeah, and I think that it's just a different level of respect. And I think at the end of the day, that's what it's really about. People want to feel respected in their relationship.
Bingo, yes.
If you feel anything other than that, then it becomes a problem.
Yes.
Not only for you, but it also becomes a problem for your partner, because if you're like me, you're going to let it be known. Yeah. I feel like I'm being disrespected. Yeah. For you to look at what it is that you're doing and make you feel this way. And if you don't, then
we got problems we're going to address, bitch.
Exactly. You're going to be on the next This Bitch Moment. Because I'm going to tell a story about you.
Right. And bingo.
And you're not going to be painted in a good light. That's just how I'll do it.
Why you pay me like that?
That's what you were acting like in that moment. If that's what you were representing, that's what I'm going to call you.
And it also, one thing I've always noticed, and I've also said this too, when it comes to relationships over 10 years.
Yeah.
Listen, you got to get to, you're talking about males now.
Yes.
So you're over 10 years in this relationship. You love this person. You know you love this person. But something else is kind of like
below the waist.
I want a little bit more. I need a little taste of something else, and it could be a hall pass if you actually if you want to do that.
Really,
it could be a hall pass, or it could be an actual staple in the relationship under these conditions. You don't do anything without me included.
And when you think about it, even in the straight relationships, there are things that are agreed upon when a man and a woman get married. Mm-hmm. There are things that inside of marriage, it's a no-brainer. This is what you do, and there are things that you don't do.
Exactly.
And these are unspoken rules. So, why can't it be the same thing when it comes to us? We're all the same. Everybody wants the same thing.
Of course.
But it's just a matter of who we choose to love.
Yes.
We all love the same way.
Yes.
It's just a matter of how you choose to deal with your situation and your relationship at that moment.
Yeah.
Traditionally, gay men are not as couples, that's not a tradition for us to be in relationships for a long period of time. Nobody really expects us to stay together for a long time. I don't know
if I agree with that. You know what? Let me tell you what. I think in today's world, we're not expected to be together a long time.
It's slowly turning.
I think you're right. I think now because previous before, it was no technology, no internet, no nothing like that.
Yeah,
so
you
therefore,
were stuck with what was in front of you.
Right. I wouldn't say it like that. You really did have a caring relationship.
Whatever. You were stuck with what was
you
in
had
front
a
of you.
caring relationship. Here's the thing, though, because I met plenty of older couples that was together since the age of 13 and shit. I mean, you actually get people. Oh, you met people who are, and they've been together for 20 years until the partner died, and then they get together with another relationship. So I've seen that happen a couple of times with older couples. Now, if you move on to today's age, I think we are, which by the way, I think a lot of gay people are looking for love. Let's just pull it out.
I do.
Just looking for love.
I think so.
And by just simply looking for love, sometimes you do realize that you may love this person and you're willing to do exactly what it takes to be in a solid, committed relationship. But when it comes to men and sex, you could listen. Let's take gay out the scenario. You could be the finest woman on this planet, and you still get cheated on. Ask Holly. Go ask Holly.
Holly is the poster child.
Go ask Holly. Ask her. She knows how it is. And how many other women out there? I mean, listen. Bottom line is the fact that by looking at it in this particular way, you're still committed, you still love each other, but you know that this particular issue you're addressed. And by the way, to bring that into the relationship calls for communication. Yeah. It calls for understanding. It calls for willingness to put one person at least trying to say, I'm willing to do this because I love you. So
exactly. And it has to come from both sides of that spectrum when it comes to both partners. You have to be willing to put the other person's needs ahead of yours, because if you don't, then you're going to be looked at as a selfish bitch that doesn't really care about anybody, even though that may not be your intention.
Yes.
But you may come off as that. So you kind of sometimes have to reevaluate yourself in the way that you are, what people are really looking at and what they really see, because sometimes it can be true. There can be a little bit of truth in what people say. Exactly.
Well, tell me what the next person got to tell. I'm interested now.
There's not a lot more left, but again, like I said, Cece was feeling herself. Cece wants us to do a topic on the side chick.
Listen, okay. You know what? Let me tell you something.
I think that would be interesting.
It's so funny. I was listening to a Chris Brown song today, and he actually talks about. Listen, say what you want. He crazy. He bipolar. He needs his pills. But I do like this song. It talks about the feeling about being a side. Now you know what it feels to be a side piece. And you know what? Honestly, I want to address it. I do want to address it, and because I think that particular topic, you got to really question yourself in terms of the side piece in itself. The side piece for women may feel that you get better benefits than you actually do if you were the main one, because they want to keep you a secret. They want to keep you hush-hush. So actually, you made it. Now, for a side dude, in the gay relationship, I don't know. Because here's the thing. As a side...
I'm going to give you my opinion. Just go
okay, because as a side note, you may actually have better relationships, and it would be in the side. Knowing that if you know that you're the side, you may actually be okay with that because of the fact that you actually get the same benefits as a heterosexual woman. You may actually be perfectly okay with that.
And I think that a gay man is a lot like a woman. Okay. In the most senses of the word. What your statement is true as far as what I've seen. The way that the side piece as a woman is with the side piece as a guy, you don't have to deal with that person all the time. Right. So you get what you need to get. If you don't feel like you want to be in a relationship, especially with that person, you still kind of get the same benefits of whatever it is that you're getting. So I think it's a lot of the same thing. It's not much of a difference between what a woman wants versus what a gay man wants. Like you said, at the end of the day, we want to be loved, and maybe that in a sense, depending on who this person is, you may get just as much love as if you were with somebody in a relationship. Because some people, a lot of us, we tend to get into relationships simply because we wanted to fill a void. Yep. But a lot of times you still end up feeling lonely in that relationship, even if that person is with you all the time.
But there's a little kink in that little thing. you got to understand your role as a side piece and know that you are a side piece.
You can't. Because I remember somebody was saying it was something I read somewhere, but they were saying that the side piece was making posts on social media.
That's not a side piece.
Let's making it be known that they were taking little jabs.
Yeah, listen. You don't understand your role as a side piece. You are the side piece. You will never be the main.
And just because this person apparently they were in their feelings at that moment.
So I'm sure they were.
Feelings, they started to post on social media.
See,
and this person that they were the side piece to could see their comments. So they were trying to figure out how to delete this.
That's the problem right there. No, let me tell you right there. Number one, if you know that you was actually messing with somebody that had somebody, case in point, you accepted the role. So let's keep that real. Yeah. You accepted what it was. Now, even when you didn't know and you discover afterwards that you were a side piece, guess what? You also have the option of saying, I'm stopping at this moment. And if you continue, guess whose fault that is? You cannot put it on somebody else. So therefore, being the side piece, understand, I'm not saying I'm talking from complete experience, but I am telling you this. You better know exactly what it is that you really are getting into. Yeah. If you know that your side piece role, guess what? Long as you know that that's your role, you are still open to the world. You still have everybody else to complete, everybody else to date. That's just bottom line. That's what you have. Exactly. So therefore, just accept it because you already did. And therefore, you can actually lead your life on. Now, if you just discover later, again, choices. You actually have the opportunity to say, I'm going to stop this. I don't like this feeling. Mm-hmm. No, thank you, and move on. So therefore, who can you really blame if you continue? Yeah. And women... Now, you know what? Let me get off women. I'm going to say because gay guys can do the same thing.
You tell your story. Okay. I have a personal story that I'm going to share. Okay. But you go ahead and I'm going to feed off of what I think that you're going to say.
Okay. So women sometimes, because I've heard many things when it comes to women, and I've seen what women actually do. Mm-hmm. They don't say, I think, matter of fact, even Chris Rock made a joke about that. He said, women are different. The guys say, I want a girl like that. And smile at the end. Girls say, I want that. And that is a completely different mindset. It's like, I'm going to go for this bitch. And that's why in the joke, basically, Chris Rock, he was like, the wife was like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Bitch, you coming with me. It was like that. You can't
leave you out exactly. There's vultures circling around your head. You don't know it.
So it's like, what? Damn! It's like that's exactly what happened. So listen,
in the gay, I think that's one of the things that we could be wrong in that sense where, some of us do that where you look and you say, I want that, and you go for that. I've never personally been the person to do that to anybody. No. I've had it done to me.
Damn, really? And did the person go for it?
That's a different story. So I got so many different stories. I got
some stories to tell you.
But that one story about somebody wanting, and at that time, I was with somebody, they were with somebody. This person had gotten drunk, and we happened to bump into each other at a club one night, and they started to come for me.
Well, the side piece?
No, it wasn't a side piece. It was that I want that particular thing, and I don't know if they were wanting it to be a side piece, but they went about it the wrong way. I would have never been a side piece. I would have never in that particular situation because it was uncomfortable to me. I knew him and I knew his boyfriend. And he didn't really know. He knew of my boyfriend, but he didn't know. So that night, he ended up pissing off everybody in the group. It was me, my boyfriend. We had an argument because he thought, you must want him. Because he's coming on to you. And his boyfriend is mad at him like, why do you want him? I'm here with you. So it was messy. It became messy. But after that, after so long, he learned to not drink like that. Because it was his birthday, he was just gone.
Yeah, bitch, I don't care if it is your damn birthday. You better know exactly what you...
He should have known better, but he bad judgment that night.
Bad judgment? Listen, all right, you know what? Tell you what, we're going to tackle that topic. We will tackle that. And I'm going to make sure everybody knows that we will definitely tackle that. Now, the next topic that we will be discussing coming up on this weekend, we're going to be discussing the halo effect. So a lot of people
that's
can
gonna
actually
be so
now
interesting. I
people
can't wait for
see.
that.
Here's the thing about the halo effect. A lot of people just don't understand. In the gay community, there
my
is
God.
a pyramid. Okay, who's on the top? Who's on the bottom? Now, what they say in this particular article, which I'm definitely going to read, so just for make sure you stay tuned in for that, I'm going to read that basically when it comes to gay white men are considered to be the echelons. They have their choice of anybody they want. Second, you do have, guess what? You actually have Hispanic. They give them just type of the hot le flavor, they're all those, they give those beautiful names, right? They're considered to be the second most sought after within the gay community. Now, third, Asians. Now, here's the funny part.
Really?
Listen, I thought Asians was at the bottom.
I would have never given a thought to an Asian. I mean, I don't. Do I pay attention to Asian gays?
You don't see many of them.
I know.
In California, you do. You see
hot.
a lot of them. I've seen some hot ones now. I will not. I do have a Tumblr account that does focus on that. But I love my black men. I love my Hispanic men. I love them all. Damn it. But I'm just telling you that that's actually been addressed. And then at the very, very bottom is us.
I'm so lonely.
And lonely my ass. Listen, I've been plenty of times. I can honestly tell you, when I was younger, I did not understand it.
Yeah.
I was just told that, could you go in the back door? So I don't want nobody to see. And then after that, if you see me in public, can you not say anything? My friends couldn't understand. I've gotten that. I've had that more than once. And I was young because I was on DL. So when you're on the DL, you're like, thank God, I don't want to talk to you anyway, bitch. But at that time, years later, you're like, hey.
You don't realize what that really is until you realize what it really is.
Now,
what it means.
Now check this out. Now, in this particular discussion we're going to have, what if you're HIV positive as a white male? You're no longer in that top group now. So therefore, what happens? You look at the bottom. You look at the bottom first. Well, since I'm not necessarily privileged to be within, or not,
I'm supposed to
exactly. Let me go after what I see at the bottom. Let me go after those black guys that I didn't look at before. Let me go after those Asian guys that I didn't look at before. It's a reversal. Very, very interesting, and we're going to discuss a little bit about that.
I would like to see how that plays out with that individual who may have been at the top, and now you have to go to where you look down your nose at certain people. I would like to see get some examples and some statistics on what that really looks like and how they really feel about it.
Oh, we have a lot to discuss. We have a lot.
Really good show.
So I want everybody to tune in. Make sure you go log on to brotherspeakpod.com on the website.
Yes.
Make sure you go to Brotherspeak on Twitter, as well as also make sure you log on Brotherspeak Podcast on Facebook. Just give a click and we'll make sure we'll let you in. But I'm pretty sure, and by the way, if you have any questions, intimate moments, that's what they're called, right, Ricky? Intimate moments. They can actually find that on Facebook, correct?
Yes, on Facebook.
And you just simply click to say, I want to be part of this, be a part of this discussion, and that will let you in. So I definitely apologize for not putting this on the original podcast, but guess what?
And you made up for it.
Yeah, I made up for it.
And this was so much better because there was a moment that was just about the listeners. So it was an intimate moment about the listeners. So that was one of the beautiful things that came out of this.
Yes, and I completely agree with that. Thank you so much. And like I said, everybody tune in because we will be posting it. We'll try to be posting it as soon as we can possibly get it edited and done. Yeah. I try my best to make it at least up to Wednesday, but if not, I did something miracle. I actually posted the same night that we actually posted it. So it wasn't that bad. So just tune in, guys. Stay tuned. But every week you're going to get a podcast. And by the way, it's a Memorial weekend. You have all the time in the world to listen. So just enjoy it, okay?
Yeah, take a listen to us.
Thank you guys so much, and stay tuned and listen to Brotherspeak Podcast on SoundCloud, as well as also will be on Stitcher, iTunes, as well as also hopefully iTunes, I should say, as well as also tune in very soon. So have a good night, and talk to you later.
All right, night, guys.